Hi, this is Lorena, and I wanted to do a tutorial on your body position on your long arm. Um, you notice that the long arm is pretty high. I have it right under my breastplate, and you see my elbows are 90 degrees, and I am using that wonderful Stitch in the Ditch Dritz ruler to do my grid lines, quilting them. And you see me here pulling down the machine. One of the things I was working with here and I was learning is should, when I stop, use the needle down position or should I allow the needle to stop in the needle up position. When I first start working, because I'm not on the machine constantly, I almost have to get accommodated or used to the position and how the machine moves. And so I have a tendency to use the needle down position when I stop. But here is my problem. When I use the needle down position and I move it, it kind of just jumps on me. And so I have to get used to that process. But after a while, when I've been quilting for a long time, I go ahead and allow the needle to stay up in the needle position because I tend to have more control. So here you see me just pulling that quilt all the way down, and you see the tension on my face because I want to make sure I have a perfect clean straight line, because lines are very important. People can really see if they're straight or not. And so visually you want to just maintain the integrity of your design. And so here you see me pulling it down as I'm positioning my body. Now I have my body upright and I have my elbows 90 degrees. And in a minute you're going to see what this looks like on the long arm machine from the GoPro view. Now here's my clock. I make sure that I only do this kind of work for 30 minutes. No, I'm sorry, for an hour. I was working on a quilt recently and it was a custom quilt and I ended up having some back issues. Time can fly from quilters. And you could be working on something, and I think we visually just want to finish. You just want to finish the job, you want to get it done, especially in custom work. And so you're always like, okay, I did this, let me finish this. But I've noticed that one time I was doing a quilt on the Father Lights, and I felt so much pain in my back, and in my mind, I was only on there for 30 minutes, but I had been on the quilt for about 5 hours. So what I decided to do is I have this timer and I give myself only 1 hour of doing this kind of grid marking using the stitch in the ditch ruler because of the way my body is positioned. And once I'm done with the hour, and then I decide, you know what, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start doing some feather work and or fills or meander or pebbles. And so here you see me removing all the marks, and I'm using my cotton batting with a I wet it with water, and there's my bowl. And what I figured in with these marking tools, I love them. I've already said it. I'm going to say it again. You can literally, when you've done quilting, you can remove all your marking tools and leave the marking tools where you need to continue to sew. And so here I am showing you where I'm leaving the marks, and I also leave my little thread if you can see it. I don't cut my threads because I go back. I used to use that as, okay, I need to go back and quilt here when I saw the thread, and so here you see me removing everything. And then I didn't know what quilters did, so I'm going to share what they do. They roll the quilt and restart where they stopped sewing. And so here I have my pin showing me that in this area I did not get to quilt, even though on the other area I did. And that's also another marking tool for myself. Like I pin an area that has not been filled in or quilted to remind me that, hey, don't forget about this space. Because when you are doing a huge quilt, after a period of time, you forget where you're supposed to finish or where you started. Um, and using a pin kind of just gives you the direction of, hey, you need to go ahead and finish this. And here I am just pulling on my quilt, making sure it's taut. And I went ahead and I quilted all the way down. I'm going to go into a video on some of the feather works. Now, of course, I did this for an hour, and now I'm feathering for an hour. And then after I do this, if I feel some fatigue, I stop and I go take a snack, I go stretch, I go walking for like 15 minutes. I'm taking some classes in psychology and learning in psychology, and they say that after you do something for so long, give yourself a 15-20 minute break, and it almost regenerates your body so you're able to go back and do the same job at the same performance in the sense. Fatigue is kind of, it does hinder performance if you don't allow yourself to have some resting breaks here and there. So here I am, I'm quilting my feathers, and I'm going to do a video on how I do my feathers. I'm going to do it on drawing, and then I'm going to show you how I do it on the machine. And this I'm going to call follow the stem feather, and then I also have another technique is repeat the arc feather. And I noticed, and I want to share this, these feathers are thinner, and I tend to do these kind of feathers when I'm doing small intricate work, small space. And so I'm going to show you some pictures in a minute. And so I'm going to post another video, so be watching out for it in like a couple days, maybe tomorrow or Monday. And so here are some visuals of what I just quilted. And see, when I was quilting it, I thought I was making some mistakes because I couldn't see very well. And the truth is, I think it just looks beautiful. And so this is one of the panels that I was working on, and this is some of the quilting that I'm going to share. And on this feather right here is called the repeating arc feather, or that's what I'm calling it, okay? And so I hope you like this tutorial. I hope you hit like, and I hope you join. Hey, and thanks for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it.